Hey, 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 everyone. Let's do an impromptu bullet brawl today, shall we? You know why? Because I'm sick and tired of doing useful things. Sick and tired of productivity. You want to know how I feel about productivity? You're about to see how I feel about that. Right here, right now, game on. Go ahead and tweet at me too during the show. Let's have a social fun experience. Who knows? Maybe we'll even give away some premium memberships if I'm feeling lucky. But all right, enough of these two. Enough of these two shenaniganizers. Let's go searching. Let's go fishing. Let's go get some games. Oop, don't even have time to try someone else. We already have a taker. The bullet brawl shall commence. As soon as I can learn how to grab my pieces. Nothing like this crazy, silly opening here. Crazy, silly, not good, and that's exactly what it is. He should take there. Oh, he definitely should have taken. Now we're going to enjoy our space advantage, I believe. Yeah, let's bring the bishop back to this diagonal. Really take our time. Really take our time here before punching g5 through and exploiting a big space advantage on the king side. Not too worried about that. Denied access to the b4 square. Let's go in first. I'm actually not sure how I want to deal with the tension here. If I want to build on it or release it. I'm not exactly sure. I guess I'm going to try to, anticipating him coming after that, I'm going to try to go use that h7 square for my pieces. Not a lot of time right now for anyone. If I take here, can I just win? I guess we're going to find out. Boom. I was thinking about this. Checkmated myself! Oh, he had checkmate on d1. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Hilariously awesome. And I somehow took away the victory there. I'll take it and move on, right? Come on. I gave him mate on d1. I could have just traded on d7 and then played g7 and won the queen. But hey, the bullet brawl was designed. It was designed for blunders. All right, we're going to get a big Maroczy bind structure here and hang our pawn. I'm going to try to use it to launch a little bit of an initiative that I don't actually have. There's our first tweeter of the day saying, hey, Papa Bear, I'm listening. I got your tweet action. I got your sweet tweet action. Yeah, let's sack that baby. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. Chicka, chicka. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. Chicka, chicka. Boom, boom. Talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off right now. Yeah, boom, boom. Chicka, chicka. Boom, boom. What is going on here? Nobody is playing any good moves, including myself. Like, neither he nor I have played a good move in like 25 moves. I mean, seriously, it's like, what is going on? Oh my, I mean, like, seriously, like, have two players ever played as many useless moves as he and I just did? I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep playing. I plan on getting to 2600 if it's the last thing I do. Yeah. Queen trade? No. Queen trade? No. Oh, I guess queen trade? No. You better back up, because I'm about to play bishop 2 and trap your lady. Oh, he doesn't see it. You better get that lady back in her house before she gets trapped. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. Come on. Get excited. All right. Well, that was the first best of 5. Let's go check on the social experience that is today's show. Hey, Caleb, Kalar Mar in the Twitch chat. Go get these fools. I will, son. I will. Thanks, buddy. Let's go check on... Oh, the chess.com TV chat is popping. Yeah, boom, boom. Chicka, chicka, boom, boom. Yeah, I guess that song is forever associated with Ferrari Joyrides, right? From Ferris Bueller. But what's up, Petrosionic? What's up, the Super Cyan? What's up, Eric Hallberg? These guys are like giving me lyrics to keep singing, and then they complain about me singing the whole time. I don't understand it. I'm sorry that I enjoy a good music. I'm a very musical person. Got music playing in my house all the time. My kids. Let's see who the tweeter was. I'm ready to beat you at a bullet brawl. You know what? Let's open the door. Let's take on the fans. Maybe it's not just about me today. Let's open the door. Let go of Danny's self-consumption and goals to get to 2,600. And let's bring on the fans. Let's play some bullet games and then provide some educational context as to what happened in the game. So who do we got? The Super Cyan, Daniel Moreno on Twitter. Go ahead and hit me up with a challenge. There you are, buddy. All right, let's do it. Oh, that's right. This is Dragon Ball Z character. I love this guy. Over 9,000. This is Dragon Ball Z guy. I remember certain members, of course, just based on the avatar of their use of their profile. So, have I ever watched a full Dragon Ball Z episode? Of course not. Absolutely not. That's a piece because that's a tempo, right? That's just like really good common tactical mistakes, right? Most people make moves assuming recapture. You can't ever assume recapture. Always consider the consequences of your actions. That sounded like an old lady. Yeah, he's playing well now, though. I mean, after that horrific piece blunder, all of a sudden he's completely outplaying me. That's the truth. All right, let's do something weird. Let's sacrifice the rook. Okay, I want to stop all of his shenanigans. So I'm going to sacrifice some material back in order to close up this position and stop his ridiculous shenanigan counterplay. If I can get my king castled, you know, these sort of things. Everybody's happy now. So I've gone from being up a piece where my opponent had an insane amount of counterplay to only being up 2 pieces for the rook, but a completely dominant position. I mean, if you look at the knights and, you know, the fact that I'm really the only one now with an easy game. Active counterplay, obviously in a closed position, it's much easier to be me. Keep the attack going. I guess we can pop in here, right? Because we're threatening to take a3 with check. Yeah, so I think we can do that. Then we can take here. And then there's no immediate check follow-up, so we just continue forth with the attack. And we don't get to ring the bell, but okay. Let's take a quick look at that, because we want to provide some educational context whenever we have the opportunity to do so. So let's see. So in this game, you know, I started out with kind of like a weird Caro, but it's really just kind of like a Pierce. You know, once you play d6, you're playing some sort of modern system. And when people use that phrase, the modern, they're talking about something that is usually an idea that sacrifices space in the center, usually with a Fianchetto bishop. The modern, I feel like, applies loosely to like several different strategies, right? There's like hedgehog systems that you see Hikaru Nakamura playing Bullet all the time. So the whole reason you sacrifice space is so that then you can poke at it, so then you have a target. This is totally how white should play up to here. But and advice for the Super Saiyan beyond the blunder you made later, and this is real advice you can take to your future games, you don't play the Austrian system with an ambition to castle long. You're playing the Austrian system, which is the 3 pawns extended, for rapid development on the king side and really control over the dark squares. And so let me put it this way. Even if you didn't blunder, this kind of position with the queen on d2 and the bishop on e3 is designed for what? It's designed for a battery to bring the bishop to h6, to eliminate the bishop on g7 at some point, and to get an attack. Well, what are the chances of you being successful with that sort of approach when you have a pawn on f4 blocking your bishop? You feel me, Doug? So, you know, regardless of the blunder later on, you've already played like a mediocre at best opening. It's just not really very attractive for white. And probably I should abandon bishop a6 here and just play like rook b8 and just drive the pawn forward, because I'm playing a plan that is effective whether I am attacking your king over here for checkmate or not. It's a plan that gains space on the queen side and all that stuff. So the only move you might have had tactically that could work here, because I can't play b4 right away, I was actually calculating it in my head before the game went too fast, was d5, because you know, you're undermining the protection of the b pawn, and again, the point is I can't play b4 because you take it and the pawn is pinned. So if you were gonna like have a moment where you could like justify this sort of way you played, that might have been it. So okay, but let's get back to the game. You know, you play like a mediocre at best. You know, this is a very confused position. You're confused about who you are here. Okay, are you a Yugoslav attacker or are you an Austrian system player? Here you're both, and that's a problem. And here you just make a common tactile mistake. By the way, it's not candy, okay? It's an airborne. I like to keep myself with lots of vitamins, immune system. They say you should take 1,000 milligrams for every kid you have. Okay, so I take vitamins because my kids are just constantly touching gross things. I mean, it's nasty. Honestly, in my house, it's just disgusting. Like, all they do is run around, touch gross stuff, and then want to touch you. And you're like, get away from me with your sticky, gross fingers. Amen to that, brothers, right? You know what I'm talking about? I'll drink to that. So any hooters, that's the deal. Here you just took here, assuming recapture, and it lost a piece, and then the game got kind of messy. But even if you even if you like correctly realize you can't do that, you certainly don't want to take and open the A file. So maybe you move the knight. But black's attack, I mean, just look at the tempos, right? I'm way ahead in terms of timing compared to your position, and it's because of the confused way you played the position. In fact, even a natural developing move that hits e4 now that this knight has been dislodged from its natural square just feels dynamite. It feels like it is good stuff, right? So let's go back and see, because I think the last moment where I also gave back some material to kind of push back the counterplay was instructive to see, because where did I mess up here? I messed up here probably already here. I'm up a piece, so why am I messing around allowing you to get an attack? Maybe just develop the knight to h6. If you take, I guess I didn't want to take and let you get check and destroy my right to castle, so maybe d5 is okay. But then here, e6 is a horrible move. e6 is probably one of the worst moves I've ever played. So, again, being up a piece here, several things to do, including like weird moves like bishop h6, try to trade pieces and get developed. I could take it and then play e6 with tempo and then try to get developed quickly. But this was bad, and all of a sudden you started wrecking my world, right? And maybe now, okay, I make a final mistake letting you come to f7. I should probably back the rook up and guard f7, but I didn't. And so the counterplay gets weird. But now it's a good lesson in technique that one of the reasons why people let others back in the game, and this is for anybody out there who finds, you know, that you've ever blown a winning position. So every single one of you watching the show today, yeah, I'm talking to you. You've all blown winning positions. Usually, you know, when you get emotionally attached to your advantage in its current state, you're going to be biased in your calculation. So like, I'm up a piece, so if I'm nervous and I want to hold on to the piece, I'm looking at moving the king, and maybe he gets rook f7 and the whole position gets really weird. So you got to be willing to let the position evolve and allow, and especially if you can eliminate counterplay and keep a certain amount of material, it might actually be a more stable advantage than the one you currently have. So by taking and closing the center, I'm confident that this was just easily the right decision for black. Winning, I'm going to win the d6 pawn. I'm going to put a pony on e4. I'm not even in a rush to do it, because I was like, I'm just going to get my king out of the center and everyone's happy, and this position was basically just over. So there you go. There's your first educational lesson in today's Bullet Brawl. I got the challenges are coming out of nowhere. We got Buddha Fanboy, Tactical Sniper, Sumik Das, Devar, I'm not going to pronounce that word. Earlier we had a whole bunch of people too, so I have to scroll up here and check them out. Thanks for, let's see, we got Sumik Das just followed me on Twitter. That's probably the same guy who just challenged me over here, same username. So, I guess we'll give him an acceptance. Checking out on who's in the Twitter chat, or the 1,000 milligrams per kid. That's right, brother Josh. You know what I'm talking about, right? Who's in the Twitch chat? We got Roman Chessmaster. We got Insert Token. That's a great name. Saying hey to everybody here. Everybody here and their cousin. Sorry, saying something to a staff member here. Sing DBZ song. Danny, I don't even know what a DBZ song is. Mohit 99. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Roman Chessmaster? Love that you're using the emoticons. Love that you're a subscriber to our channel. Rocking the Danny sombrero, rocking the pawn. Loves it. All right, Sumik Das, you just followed me on Twitter. You've pretty much spammed me with challenges for the last several minutes. So I'll get you a game, homie. Let's do it. All right, play your best against me. Seriously, I don't want people not playing well and then not getting good advice. Because if you play your best, my advice will go further, right? If you play openings you don't play, like if everything I just talked about in the, in the Austrian or in the Yugoslav attack against a Pierce is not an opening the Super Saiyan normally plays, well, it's useful information and it's accurate, but is it really the best thing for his chess? Probably not. So you want to commit to playing Bullet like you would play a regular game, and don't feel like it's all about just flagging people, because it's not. You can do it, but your trajectory of getting better is going to be much slower, and it makes Bullet what coaches used to criticize it for being years ago, which is just not very useful. I don't really agree with that. I think that it's okay at a high level. It's probably not the most useful thing for Hikaru's chess, but he does it anyway, right? But it's something that first of all is fun. You get a lot of tactics, very quickly, and you get to play a ton of games. And as long as you're making an effort to play positions that you might normally get in serious games, then how can that information be useless? Is it as useful as studying hours of Botvinnik endings, as I've said before? I think I said that on a chess center recently. Of course not. But is it as useless as playing video games? No, it's not. Oops, I just blundered. He can take and play queen takes g3. I blundered. I was in lecture mode for you guys, and I blundered a piece, so he missed it. So we'll advise him on where he could have played that better this time after I win. So I'm not going to continue to lose my focus, right? It's like, no, Danny, we want you to win, yeah? Do you really, right? Alright, this is just good old-fashioned family fun right now. Too many pawns. Oop, that's a queen. I'll take it. Make some pre-moves. All right, so let's back up and take a quick look at that. Hopefully Sumik Das actually plays this opening, so it's useful. But okay, in the Scotch, first of all, the transition of the D for the E pawn here, you don't really want to let me get a better structure and the initiative, which is why B takes C6 is a bad move. You have to play Queen F6 here. That's how the theory goes. You play Queen F6 to gain a tempo on the pawn. I have both Queen to D2 and Queen F3 as means to defend it. It's all theory. You can look it up. But the main thing is then once I defend, I'm making a sacrifice in my development. I'm, playing some awkward moves. So here when you take, your compensation for the better structure that white gets is a rapid development. You're bringing out your pieces quickly, and that's fun. So that's where black needs to look to get an initiative to compensate for being positionally worse. So when you go here, yes, you haven't given me a straight up 4-on-3, because if you took this way, then I really have a 4-on-3, whereas here I don't, because this pawn technically helps. But I still have all the middle game effectiveness of a 4-on-3, which is a big space advantage once I establish both of these pawns here. So it's still not the best thing for you to do. I developed naturally here. I don't know, maybe I should have played bishop g5 right away. I was kind of I forget what I was talking about. Hopefully it was useful. I was talking about something about playing bullet and making sure you take it like it's serious. But here I was trying to reorganize the pieces to right the wrong of what happened. The pawn is pinned here. It's kind of irritating. Probably the best thing for me to do actually in this position, and this is a common idea in the Scotch, and it's a good lesson for people that think about the position on a bigger picture, not just get developed for development's sake. If you want to think about what the best move is here for white, based on everything I've talked about as far as white's goals, to get the 4-on-3 rolling, get the 2 pawns, have the space advantage and maybe the bishop here that goes with that. So the move I'm saying is like probably the no-brainer best move here for white is not bishop g5. So for those of you who've taken my advice and tried to guess and made this bullet brawl an educational one, good for you. You're getting better at chess. The move that I think is definitely the best is the move knight a4. And this is actually a common move in the Scotch. So I should have looked for it. It's like when you play a position, there are patterns, both positional ones and tactical ones. This is just a very common one. If I can eliminate this bishop pair, obviously if I take here and triple the pawns, that's horrible, right? So this position, his only real move is probably to back up with the bishop to b6. And as much as this may not be my first and favorite idea to take, sort of fix his pawns and even open the a file, if I can immediately follow things with like the 2 bishops and a 4-on-3, just to prove the point, the whole idea of getting rid of that bishop was to get this really nice pawn structure. Here I would even play b3. Eliminates the threats. You get 2 bishops on these diagonals. Tell me you're not getting excited about that, right? 2 bishops on the long diagonals. Right. Oh, finally got some respect. You know what I mean? We're talking about Rodney Dangerfield and making "Are you excited to see me?" jokes. So this is just a no-brainer, easy win for white on a tactical, just positional level. You got 2 bishops, you have a better pawn structure, you got this 4-on-3. This is what this is the dream position. So that's what I should have done, and that's a good lesson as to both why black can't play the way he did. He should have played queen f6, and what I should have done to get better was just go eliminate this bishop. Get the bishop pair, eliminate the hamper that is to my space. I played this move as kind of a natural developing move, and honestly, he made the right decision. Extending aggressively to just not just sit on the coming doom is exactly what he should do here. And here I feel like I was just losing my marbles here. I mean, I wonder if I should still have played knight a4, even if it's not as super effective. Like if he has to move the bishop and I just start blowing open the whole position, that's exactly how you would take advantage of this king here. So that just looks like money. So probably that was better than what I did with e5, but I had this cute little idea of bringing the queen in. He played this, sexy little pawn sack, and he actually, the dynamic moves he's playing here, as much as it kind of came from a bad opening, are pretty good for him. And then when I blundered, he just missed the fact that this bishop is pinning my f2 pawn. So if you remember, I said it was a blunder. Do you remember why? Ding, 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 takes, and takes, and he's actually winning. The position is probably still a little bit of a weird mess. I don't know, can I do something weird and try to take advantage of the bishop? I don't know. But probably black is better if all is going well. So there you go. Let's take a pause again for station identification. We got Beyond the Mask, Peyton Sinclair, John Bigote, Eagle US, Nathan 643, and so many other regular characters. Justin Lin, Konar, Henry Gaspar, Buddha Fanboy, all the guys were there before. So thank you everybody for sending challenges. Addy Patty 2x4 challenged me to 3-0. This ain't a blitz brawl, Holmes. It's a bullet brawl. Go ahead and get at me on Twitter if you guys want. Ask me questions. I'll read them on air. This is just a fun starting off my day right. Already did my 2 hours of running through the massive inbox. You beat back the Lions, and then you get to have a good time. I see you, Eagle US, and Gustav T. Tropalo. I remember I can't read. I literally feel dyslexic when I get on the show. I can't. I start putting all the consonants together and trying to. I assume every name is of Slavic descent, and I'm trying to say, Shinji Hashvili and Kachashvili here, Napomniachtashi. Let's check on the Twitch chat. We got Super Potzer. Konar, you were listed. That's right. Time bra on the same side. I don't know what you're talking about. I must have missed the beginning of your guys' conversation here. All right. Well, let's have some funsies and continue the show. You guys enjoying the educational flow? Or you want me to get back to taking on a title player and get my roughness on, my rough town? What do you think? What do you think, chatters? You're welcome, John Bagote. Love that you learned a lot. Let me see if I can find a title player. I know you guys are all waiting here. I know there's a lot of people here ready to rock. I'll take on John Bagote and do one more educational bullet brawl. Play this game, and because he's been waiting. He also said he learned a lot from me. And I'm just so happy. I'm so happy because he likes me. He really likes me. QGD, I like that he's playing some real chess. This is going to allow us the opportunity to provide some real advice. Every time I get real chess moves, I get to offer some real advice, some potentially useful advice. We'll talk about why I chose not to just develop the bishop to g4, even though normally with the open structure, maybe I should develop the bishop to f5 or g4, but I will explain my thought process after the game. It shall commence. It was so. As the Lord of Light would say, it was meant to be. It's a Game of Thrones reference. I don't even watch Game of Thrones, but I'm so tired of people talking about Game of Thrones. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, seriously, don't even bring it up. I'm done. You know, it's not that good of a show, all right? We've all seen good shows, okay? We all get it. All right? We all get it. Stop talking about Game of Thrones. I need to try the bullet simul here in our on our new website. If you're not using chess.com/switch, the new website, it's a you problem at this point. Pretty soon the new website will be the only website, and you will realize that chess.com has been working very hard. If I told you all the features that are coming to chess.com, like, you'd be free. That's why I can't tell you, because you'll be like, why isn't it here already, right? You'll be freaking out. And so I'm trying to keep I'm protecting the innocent here. Right? You know, I'm Toby Maguiring you, right? I mean I'm Joe what is his name? What's the help me help you? Maguire what? Jerry Maguire. Brain fart, right? Jerry Maguire. All right. So what happened there to John Bagote? John Bagote started out with a ready move order, right? Knight of 3 c4, but quickly transposed into a QGD as soon as I played d5. So if you're not a, put it this way, if you don't know what to do against the traditional QGD, then you shouldn't be playing a ready. And this is actually something I've said to a lot of young players. So here comes a quick Danny educational rant. So if you want to take notes, you can do that. It's dangerous for players of a certain level. I say young because I worked with a lot of kids for a long time, but even if you're just, a beginning chess player, anybody below 1600 really, you're just really trying to grow your chess and get all the experience you can, stop making blunders so that you can become, a pretty decent tournament player. If you're playing knight f3 and c4 because you feel like it's less common, you're like, oh, I don't want to learn all the theory of e4 and the Sicilian. These are common things that are said, right? I don't want to learn d4 and all the opening theory of King's Indians and Nimzo Indians, So you play knight f3 and c4 because you're like, all right, I'm going to learn my little ready system and I'll have, development patterns that I kind of know. And against a lot of players of your level and lower, you maybe will get positions that you know better than them most of the time. But the issue is this, that those openings are really designed in many ways. Like I'm talking when the strong players play them, they're designed in many ways to try to control the move order of the game, to actually transpose into favorable variations of QGD type games or King's Indians or games that can occur from a d4 opening. And not to say you're not getting traditional ready positions too. But what I'm saying is, like, if your opponent just plays e6 and d5, like they're basically forcing you to go into a regular d4 type opening. So if you're not prepared to play that way, or if you don't know the theory there, then actually the whole reason you played the ready to begin with, to get positions that you know better than your opponent and to avoid all the theory of e4 and d4, is actually like not happening, right? And your hand is being forced. So one thing to remember is I think the effectiveness of openings that are less common actually goes up as you learn all the openings that are the most common. So then you get to a point where you actually see some of the advantages, like, you know, just from a practical perspective. Maybe you're somebody who, you know, wants to avoid certain lines of like a traditional Nimzo, you know, and so to do that, you're playing what you are in the game, right? You're playing knight f3 and c4, and so then you're not getting a traditional Nimzo. And if I play here, we've got this like Nimzo English like hybrid, you know, like a neo Nimzo. And so if you know that, but this is really advanced stuff, right? Right now, you guys are like, what is he talking about? That's the point, right? I'm talking about like you would have to understand why it is you prefer the Nimzo here and not with the d pawn pushed. And if I asked anybody that, most people would be like, I don't even know the difference, right? As far as your plan or whatever. So like until you understand what it is you're trying to achieve, you have to be careful if you're developing your opening repertoire by avoiding the main lines. I'm going to say that again because that's the most important piece of advice. Until you've committed some time actually trying to get what I would call the most traditional, the reason why they're the most popular even at the highest levels. Why would the guys at the high levels continue to play the same things thousands and thousands and thousands of times for decades and decades and decades? Because what we understand about chess on a classical like space pawn structure level overrides opening theory, which is like control the center, right? I mean, try to get a space advantage, look for opportunities to get a better, you know, minor piece exchange, bishop pair versus knight and bishop, whatever, right? Those things are more important than opening theory. So if you're obsessing with the idea of avoiding opening theory, you usually end up spending more time and get in positions you don't know as well as your opponent more often than you would otherwise if you just committed, like, I'm going to play the Ruy Lopez, or I'm going to play d4, and let's learn chess. So and this could like not even apply that much to John Bagote. Maybe over the board he's a 2,000 rated player and he's just not a great blitz player and he knows these openings. I don't know. But I'm just saying that what I did here by forcing the transposition, these moves are fine, but the move that suggested to me that he kind of just got lucky playing the right development moves and maybe doesn't know all the theory is kind of the move bishop e2. That's usually not the most effective place for the bishop. If you're really worried about the bishop coming to g4, you can play h3 now, and a lot of times the bishop will come here. This is almost always the better place. Let's say you played bishop e2, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you wanted to meet bishop g4 with knight e5. That's possible, and for those wondering, remember I said I would explain that. The reason why I chose not to play bishop g4 is because he could play knight e5, immediately support it with f4. Something like this is more like we getting some kind of like Pillsbury QGD, which this can be really effective for white. He's abandoning a minority attack and he's just playing in the center. And I don't know that I really want to go for that, so especially in blitz. So I was like, you know what, right, I'm just going to play the regular knight bd7, pretend like I never even had this option to develop the bishop on c8. And just go into like a normal way they play this position. I've got open lines facing on this side of the board, so I'm going to relocate my knight, eventually try to open the e-file, and have my pieces come toward the king side. H3 is okay, but if you've already committed bishop e2, it seems a little weird to me. Again, I would be wasting no time trying to get my minority attack going here. Minority attack is when you have 2 pawns versus 3, hence the word minority, and your goal is to create a weakness or open more lines for your pieces. That's the very quick summary. Not going to go into a whole rant about the minority attack. So, you know, that's some advice on how you're developing your opening repertoire. It's also some general statements on how to think about openings and where you're transposing. And so anyway, so we get like a traditional QGD. Now he sort of feels the awkwardness of the bishop. Maybe he's worried about knight e4, so he voluntarily gives up the bishop pair. But voluntarily giving up the bishop pair and then opening the center, again, it's just more suggestive to me that you didn't really know the QGD, which is more suggestive to me that my initial rant about how you're developing your opening repertoire might actually be very useful for you. So I'm not trying to pick on you, Mr. John Bagote, and you can let me know in the Chess TV chat if you appreciate it. But, you know, so those are the things I'm picking up. They're like, all right, he didn't really know what he was doing. And so that advice I gave about what openings are you playing, like, you know, maybe think about that a little bit and don't just dismiss it. Because here, this is just, obviously, this is pretty easily awesome for black. And I'm just winning pawns. And I could have just won the piece and done that, but I decided to let the attack develop itself, right? And that worked out pretty well. All right, let's check on the chat now that we've done yet another educational rant town. This is some real educational stuff today, reminding you guys that I'm not just here to act like an idiot. All right, I used to be good at chess. All right, and I still help run some of the chess content on chess.com. No, I'm kidding. Most of it, all of it. Ninja was 714 wants me to go to Accept Town Population his challenge. First of all, I love that. Second of all, a little too corny. Third of all, I have none. Nothing else. Brandon49 wants to play. Everybody else wants to play. Italian Machine wants to have IM versus IM action, but you're not an IM, homie. You're an NM, unless you're talking about someone else. I believe you're an IM because your name is Italian Machine. Like, in my heart, you're an IM, right? It's like, I've got special people right here, and then Italian Machine is right here. He's like nestled right here above my main arteries, right? And he's like sitting right there in my heart, and he's like, Danny, play me, right? All right, what do we got here in the Twitch chat? Love me some Danny R. Thanks, Smarter Chess. Clim T. Killer. I want to play. You know what? We all want things. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of over-analyzing bullet games. I don't think so. I don't think so, Cryptacular. I think that's a you problem, buddy. I do not think I'm overanalyzing bullet games. What I'm giving is valuable takeaways, okay? And what you're doing is being a party pooper. Hashtag Arnold Schwarzenegger, Reverend the party pooper. All right. Anybody on Twitter? We got some questions coming in on Twitter. I will accept your friend request, maybe. Maybe. I'm very picky about my friend requests these days. Why? I don't know. Just because I'm a jerk, I guess. I don't know. That's why. What else do you want me to say? All right, let's go look for a title player. Let's go look for a title player. Let's get our little action here. We'll also search for a little bit of a custom time control, yeah? Whatever. I do what I want. Remember when South Park was relevant? Does anybody watch South Park anymore? It seems like they've just taken all the worst... Sorry, not necessarily the worst, but the most crude aspects of the show and just really like ran with those, right? Monday left me broken. Tuesday I was through with moping. Wednesday my empty arms were open. Thursday I'm waiting for love. Waiting for love. Thank the stars it's Friday. Burning like a fire gone wild on Saturday. I guess I won't be coming to church on Sunday. I'll be waiting for love. Waiting for love. He knew what I was doing. To come around. Dark squares. Getting me some dark squares. Aw, yeah. Aw, yeah. Yeah, boys. I'm not a super big fan of what I did there, but we'll go for the rook ending. I guess I can do this. I'm going to lose on time if I'm not careful. Uh-oh. Who's winning here? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea what's going on here. I think I'm probably losing. I really messed this up. Thank the stars it's Friday. I'm burning like a fire gone wild on Saturday. What is he doing? He's just like being ridiculous. He had no reason to do that. He could have just beaten me. He went crazy with the king moves. Hashtag I'll take it, right? Hashtag get some. The French. We'll play the weird lines of the French. Ooh, that is weird. That probably wasn't the best idea. Probably not my best decision, right? Ooh, he should have taken with the pawn for sure, I think. How can I? It feels like I should be able to get some kind of attack going here, right? I don't want to just simplify the position. I want something real. I don't even know about that. That was probably not the best idea I've ever had. It certainly wasn't. What was I doing? I don't know. I was obsessed with the idea of increasing my attacking chances, and in the process, I absolutely killed my attacking chances, right? Ooh, I'm happy with that. Problem is, I really don't have a lot of time, huh? This guy's faster than me. He's real fast. Resign. Yeah, he's real fast, this guy. All right. Time to pick it up. Remember, I don't play 1-0 often against title players these days in bullet brawls while doing commentary, so if I'm gonna make this work, I'm gonna have to pick up my game. That's the truth. Come on, take that pawn. Oh, I wanted him to take that pawn so bad. Let's go get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should stop singing in bullet brawls more often, huh? Yeah, maybe I should stop singing and then gain 20-point time advantages and also win on the board, huh? Sorry, not 20-minute, 20-second. It's a little scary. I chose development over. I chose. Maybe I shouldn't have. I guess I chose development over over winning that pawn on a3. Hoping not to regret it. Oh, it's mate. Oh, that was dumb of me. Oh, man, that was stupid. Oops. All right, I got to pick up my game, guys. Not thrilled with that, but I'm definitely worse anyway, so not sure I had many great choices at my disposal, honestly. I'll take the draw. I'm just losing here. Let's play a regular opening. I forget what's going on here. I don't know what's going on here, honestly. Feels like that was not the best idea. Once I was 7 years old, a story got told. Once I was 7 years old. Go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. This guy's so fast. Oh. Not ideal for me, is it? What's he thinking about? He was just winning if he just took on a fate. I have no idea what he was thinking about. I don't know how he blew that. That guy had to work hard to lose that game, seriously. Go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old, story got told. Soon I'll be 60 years old. World will be cold. Some children who can hold me. Ooh. Somebody's getting a tiny bit excited over here. Ugh. How am I not gonna crash this one? Yeah, let's just go down the whole rook. Seriously. Boom. That's a crushing move. It's over. This was a crashing fun, yeah? This is a checkmate. Is he going to let me ring that bell? He wouldn't let me ring that bell. But I think we're going to call it anyway. Best of 7. I'll take my victory. I'll take my victory and move on. Not that I don't want to play this guy forever. Should I keep playing this guy, or you guys want another piece of the action? I'm kind of waiting for you guys to let me know what type of show you'd like me to continue with here. What do you guys want? What's not appropriate, Jamie Browner? Jamie Browner? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What do you guys want? Should I keep playing this guy? Or should we go back to opening the door? I'm not playing anybody again. So I love you guys. John Bagote, you got yourself a whole private lesson today, man. You can't complain. Everyone wants to play. Okay. So yeah, we're going to walk away from this match with a best of 7 victory, a lucky best of 7 victory. Tip our hat to King Sean 1017. He and I will have some future battles. I can already feel it. Maybe if I'm not streaming, he and I will find each other, right? Like 2 ships in the night. Oh wait, don't ships in the night miss each other? Like ships in the night, oh, keep passing me by. Just wasting time. They want a blindfold simul? What do you want from me? You know what I mean? 3 minute with title players, 1 minute for other players. That's from Nick the Jack Ace on Twitch. Well, I'm trying to, it's a bullet brawl, in case you missed it. You want me to show you the banner again? Let's do a little branding. Hashtag bullet brawls, hashtag welcome to the show. We probably got about 15 minutes here before we got to wrap the show up. So, okay, let's take on yet another one. Let's play Italian Machine, a title player, but this is probably not going to be a best of 3. Probably it'll just be good old-fashioned family fun. A 1-match game, I'm guessing. Where is he? Italian Machine, homie. He's distracted in the Chess TV chat, looks like. There he goes. Well, now I got to play him again. I mean, I just got a massive time advantage. That hardly seems fair. Hardly seems fair for him. Transpose into a Sveshnikov. I guess we're playing the same line I just played, huh? Which was kind of fun. That was an interesting, weird way that I chose to play it. That looks like an improvement over what the previous opponent did. That seems to be an improvement by Italian Machine here. My preparation is obvious. I'm just going to go sack here and be thrilled that my opponent allowed it. Have I had knight to c7 for the last several moves? Oh, yeah. So that wasn't his best game. But I'm going to give him a rematch because he started out so down on time. But this isn't a normal title player best of 5. I'm going to get the other players in here soon. So stick around. I'm going to try to play as many people as I can. We've had a really educational portion of the Bullet Brawl where we went over games in detail. We've seen some title player on title player action, me against others. And now we're going to try to bring on as many people as we can, giving you the full spectrum today. A smorgasbord of Bullet Brawl treats, if you will. Yeah, he's playing well, huh? I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. I don't like this. This is very, very risky for me. It's exactly how an isolated queen-pawn position goes wrong, and you lose to white's attack. So I have to be more careful here, and I'm going to try to just trade off everything and simplify. Oh, jeez. Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? He's going to give check, but is it the end of the world? It might be. It might be the end of the world, but I'm going to go with it because I don't really see many other options here for me. I would love to do something else besides this. Oops, he has mate. Ooh. He beat me. I deserve to lose that. I played badly and then almost flagged him. So there goes my rating points for the day. Tip my hat to Italian Machine. All right, let's take on more people. We got Alex PT Chess. Alex PT Chess. Okay, there you go. Let's should we try ourselves a bullet brawl simul here? Maybe in a second. I want to see what the tech is in the V3 interface, if it will properly switch as it is supposed to. This is a weird line. You know, you give up a couple pawns, you get the bishop pair. You try to go for an attack and take advantage of some potentially uncoordinated pieces. Right, I'm threatening rook b5 here, so he probably should play a6. Ooh, just going to allow it, huh? Don't mind if I do. This isn't working out for him, so let's go ahead and start the next game. Huh. I want to. Okay, so it looks like the tech is working reasonably well here. Except now it's not switching me to the other game. Why is that? Oh, it's because he hasn't moved yet. All right, so oh, I probably shouldn't do that. Kind of messes up the whole system I got going here. All right, so we won't do that anymore. He's supposed to play king to b1 there to kind of prevent me from getting queen a5 immediately. Slows down the attack on the dragon. We're not doing the full educational version of the bullet brawl now. We're just offering some quick tips where possible from each game. Try to get as many players in as we can here. This is probably a good transition for black, especially if I can establish some dark square control. Oh, I pre-moved because I assumed what he was going to do. I assumed he was going to save his rook. but he chose not to. Not that it really matters in this one. Now I'm just sacking things, just sacking away. Okay. Next game. Next bullet brawl. Justin D. Lynn, you've been hanging out for a while. Reward your patience. Right? If we tell our kids patience is a virtue, then we should probably reward them for their patience, I guess. Not that you're my child. You're all my children today, though. Come to me. Yeah, this is weird. Probably not ideal for me. I'm going to try to get pressure on d4 a la a French-style position, but it's weird because your pawns are separate, right? So you don't have the same natural pawn chain in the center. I don't think it was played accurately by my opponent, though. So I'm going to get everything I ever dreamed of and more when I undermine the center here. And with it falls the pawns. Big center. Big center. Big haircut. Ooh, that shouldn't have happened. I forgot d5 was hanging. I shouldn't have done that, but he didn't take advantage of it, so now everything will be saved. Time for the pawns to push. Go get it. Go get it. Okay, next player, George Fasaris. Welcome to the show, Holmes. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. d5. Yeah, you can't play this move order. You can't play this move order for black. I mean, sorry, for white. It's not the best decision. Maybe knight g4 is even better than what I just did, but all right. No, I'll just develop. Develop into something a little more traditional now. Traditional dragon, kind of. Because the structure for white has already been so destroyed, it's far from ideal. Not really going to be a fair Yugoslav attack fight anymore. I guess I'll just go get this. Go get that bishop. Now we go win a piece. That was a sweet mate. I mean, seriously, right? You want me to replay it? ESPN Sports Center style. That was a sweet mate. Whenever someone gets their bell rung, you know how we roll on this show. All right, I think we got one more. Just because it's a pop culture relevant username, we'll take on Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors. Just because of the username. I told myself I'd play till noon. Then I'd get back to traditional work. Funds? Yeah. No, let's castle long first. I wanted to open the G file aggressively. but decided I would wait a move. Oh, now I'm just losing pieces. So that was bad. But luckily I get minimal compensation. Oop, now I get more than minimal. Now I get the whole thing. Lots of comp. Lots of comp. Lots of attacking chances. One more bell ring for the day. One more. Nothing like ending the show the way it was meant to be ended. A couple of bell rings. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. Come again. And next time on Bullet Brawl, I got all you guys here. I got Beyond the Mask, Eagles US. If you guys are there next. And then, so I'm tired. Time for some coffee, right? Let's get that third cup of the day in, right? Hey, nothing like artificial stimulants to make us forget about what we can't keep up with in our lives. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.